for me, as you know, again, I'm not the political analyst here, but just as a woman, probably considered a somewhat moderate Democrat, Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl. Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl, and I can't even identify for you what exactly it is, but I see him as sort of a not pro-woman candidate.
Here's an MSNBC panel where Mimi Rocha, MSNBC's legal analyst, provides us with some insightful political commentary. First, by admitting she doesn't have the credentials, but qualifying that by stating that she is, in fact, a woman.
Just as a woman.
To deliver this hot take.
Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl.
Okay, but why?
And I can't even identify for you what exactly it is.
Oof. I guess we should expect this kind of political commentary from MSNBC about one of the top political candidates with no evidence to back up such incendiary statements and with zero pushback from the panel.
I see him as sort of a not pro-woman candidate.
And this isn't the first time Bernie's been smeared this way. If you Google Bernie Sanders women's issues, you get inundated with hit pieces about how Bernie isn't a champion for reproductive justice, how Bernie has a sexism problem, how he struggles with women's issues. So let's take a look at Bernie's track record on women's issues.
I'm only here today to make Bernie Sanders an honorary woman.
When you talk about women's rights, it means, to me, very importantly, economic rights, the right to earn a good living to take care of your family.
Women are earning less than 60% of what men do.
Before Gloria Steinem made the sexist remark that young women were supporting Bernie because all the boys were for Bernie, remark she later apologized for, she was declaring Bernie Sanders an honorary woman for all of his work, which makes sense when you consider Bernie's consistency on women's rights. Even this Daily Beast article, which featured an ex-staffer who claims Bernie struggles with women's issues, literally features 2 paragraphs on his stainless record of advocacy before alleging that he focuses too much on economic policies that impact women and doesn't put women in the forefront. What? So now I'm going to show you some of Bernie's work in this area with receipts compiled by Davis Tom on Twitter. In 1972, Bernie was out defending women's bodily autonomy even before the Roe v. Wade decision. In 1991, Bernie tried to add an amendment to the Civil Rights Act of '91 that would have ensured race and sex discrimination got treated identically under federal law. It was unfortunately not adopted. Bernie advocated for the Freedom of Choice Act in '92. In 1996, he called for the NFL to address domestic violence, and they did. In 1998, he was calling out contraceptive coverage and how much more women have to pay out of pocket. Also in 1998, the National Organization for Women, NOW, endorsed Bernie Sanders in Vermont, stating that he is not even someone we have to call, and that we know he will always vote the right way. And this is all before we even reach the 2000s. And there's a lot more I didn't mention, so I suggest you check out that thread. But also remember this, the next time you hear things like, Bernie isn't good on women's issues, just remember how far from the truth that is, and how absolutely gross it is that these paid shills can sit around and gaslight their boomer audience without a single care. I wonder why the supposedly liberal media either routinely ignores Bernie, outright lies about his popularity in publications where their own polling shows the opposite, or only covers him when his numbers dip in polls with terrible sampling biases, despite his still having the highest approval rating out of all of the Democratic presidential candidates. Maybe, just maybe, Bernie represents a genuine threat to the establishment. I'm Hasan Piker, and this has been The Breakdown. Did you know that TYT Network is now available on YouTube's new streaming platform, YouTube TV? Get access to full TYT episodes and exclusive shows by signing up for YouTube TV today. All new subscribers get a 7-day free trial, so head on over to youtube.tv and search for the TYT Network channel.